You are here to shed the false ideas, so only the true ideas are manifest in form. What Holy Spirit has just given us is what in the business world would be called a purpose statement. The purpose of the Regina project. You are here. All right? This is why he and I were together, these two people who seemed completely different, except in their willingness to awaken. Right? You are here to shed the false ideas, so only the true ideas are manifest in form. This is what you are to do together. And you can only do this now if you choose to do this together in a partnership that represents your oneness. Now I have a greater understanding of this sentence now than I think I did then. I think then I misunderstood the sentence. I think that I thought that, well, if you'll please take this with a grain of salt, that I was stuck with Laurent. And the reason I say stuck with, I think I thought at that point, how can I say this? That I had to awaken with him. I now understand that's not what Spirit meant. I now understand that what Spirit meant was this was an opportunity. And that if we chose to embrace this opportunity, we could, for lack of better words, save time. But if we chose not to embrace the opportunity, well, for lack of better words, the relationship could be a waste of time. You know, Laurent and I could have stayed together for 1.5 years, which is how long we were together. We could have stayed together for 1.5 years, and neither one of us ever chosen to see the errors in our own mind. We could have spent 1.5 years together blaming the other one, me always saying that everything was Laurent's fault, and Laurent always saying that everything was my fault. And we could have split at the end of 1.5 years and really not have achieved anything. You could call it 1.5 years of delay. And so I feel that this is what Spirit was really saying. You are here. Now, let's take advantage of it. Let's use this situation for healing. And you know, the funny thing is, Spirit can say that to us any day, any time, no matter where we are, no matter what the situation is. Spirit can always say that we are here to shed false ideas so that only true ideas are manifest in form. And Spirit can always say that you can do this now if you choose to do this in a partnership that represents your oneness. And the funny thing is, the partnership is really in, again, for lack of better words, what I'm going to call the individual mind. In other words, the partnership occurs in my mind. I choose to partner with Laurent, or I choose to partner with my job, or I choose to partner with my daughter, or I choose to partner with my illness for the healing of my mind. Do you see how there doesn't have to be another individual? There doesn't have to be a couple situation? I just choose to partner with whatever is here now for the healing of my mind. And whatever is here now is then going to be used for that purpose. Or I can choose not to, and it won't be. Right? It's completely up to me. So Laurent and I were together. You know, through our joint willingness, we were together. And now we had an opportunity before us. And what I needed to do was partner with him. And what he needed to do was partner with me. And I do feel that we partnered with each other, but I realize that if I had partnered with him, and he had not partnered with me in his mind, it still would have been beneficial to me. Or if he had partnered with me and I had not partnered with him, it still would have been beneficial to him, right? He could have spent a year and a half looking at his mind, finding the errors in his mind and letting those go, and I could have spent a year and a half blaming him for everything, and he would have experienced healing and I would have experienced delay. So we don't really need both people to partner. But in this case, I do feel that we did. And I feel that we both benefited from the relationship as a result of each of us making the decision to partner with each other and with the situation that was given. I guess what I want to say for anyone who is willing to listen, it doesn't matter whether you are in a couple relationship, whether we are talking about your work, whether we're talking about your children, your parents, your financial situation. As long as you choose to blame another or a circumstance for your unhappiness, you are blocking your own healing. The blame game is an obstacle to healing. So in this first few days when we were together, we were in a blame game. Before this message came, we were in a blame game. And what Spirit is telling us is that's not going to work. That's not going to work, guys. It's not going to happen. You know, you came together because you want your minds healed, each of you. And it's not going to work, Laurent, if you keep saying that, you know, everything is Regina's fault. It's because of her that you can't be happy. And Regina, it's not going to work if you're going to say everything is Laurent's fault. It's because of him that you aren't happy. So the first thing you guys need to do is work on your oneness. Oneness is a change in perspective. It's a change in perspective from the ego thought system, which is separation, to the Holy Spirit thought system, which is oneness. And a very, very simple way to switch from ego to Holy Spirit is simply to remember everything that is here for my healing, and what I want above all else is to heal. If you can maintain those two thoughts in your mind, then you are coming from the perspective of oneness, and you will not play the blame game, because when you're in that state of mind, the blame game makes no sense whatsoever. Your mind may be saying over and over again, you know, it's his fault, it's his fault, it's his fault. But you're looking at those thoughts. You're looking at those thoughts as they're occurring in your mind, and you might be saying, for example, this is an attack thought I do not want. This is an attack thought I do not want. This is an attack thought I do not want. And as you look at the thoughts in your mind, and you choose to take responsibility for every single one of them, and you realize the only thing that could make you unhappy are the thoughts in your mind, you will heal. It's impossible not to. It is impossible not to. But it is also impossible to heal if you continue to blame someone else or something else for your state of mind.